support. This is Vaping Advocacy 101, a simple three-question approach to talking to people that you want to attract to the vaping technology and vaping as a means for effectively beginning a smoke-free journey. I've had many people ask, how do we lobby? How do we talk to our legislators? What do we do to get their attention? And this simple three-question approach is an answer to some of those questions. It's an approach that has been used in advocacy over a lot of other things beyond vaping, a lot before vaping, and it's proven effective over the decades. What we're looking at doing is just giving you a quick overview of how it works and what it looks like. So with that, let's go ahead and look at a simple three-question approach. Initial lobbying should be short and practiced. This is not the time for total impromptu shooting from the hip. We should be speaking extemporaneously. Most lobbyists and most groups have a very short amount of time in their busy days. So this is designed to be about 120 seconds, a couple of questions, and then an offer to provide information. When we introduce ourselves, it should be a quick introduction. This isn't the time to start into our long history and all the things about us. We also want to ask permission to ask questions. This is a very common practice so that you're always getting approval to move forward. And that's what we want to do, is move the conversation forward. We also want to, of course, be prepared if the conversation is extended by the person you're talking with. Although most have a limited time, if the interest level is high enough and they have more time than they think, then they could ask even more questions, and that's a good thing. That means they're very interested, and we ought to be prepared to go ahead and extend it. For those that don't truly have much time, or those who really aren't interested and they're just giving us lip service of interest, this will save their time, and more importantly, it'll save our time so we can reach out to others. Now, understand this approach is to manage both your time while respecting their time. And we want to prepare to ask three questions that are designed to generate a yes response, plus we want to offer a closing statement. So the questions that could be asked in this approach: do you support people who truly want to quit smoking cigarettes? That's an obvious yes. If they happen to say no, thank them for their time and move on. They're not interested, or they've already made their mind up not to support us. Now, is it important for society to strive to be smoke-free? Again, yes, it's important for that. And if they don't say yes, move on. They're not really interested, and they've already made up their mind. So then we would ask, if they say yes, would you allow us to provide your staff with scientific studies and personal testimonies on how vaping products are helping millions of people live smoke-free? Most of them will say, well, yes, sure, you can supply that. And again, if they say no, well, it's time to move on. Now, you want to thank them for their time. You want to ensure them that you'll have the information to them very soon. And then you want to ask them who you should provide it to. It's a way to write down who they want it targeted to put it in the best hands of their staff that will actually look at it. So then you want to admonish them to please reach out if there's any questions. You want to make sure that the contact to get the answers they need will be provided to them. And then just explain to them, we look forward to your support and encouragement in helping people quit smoking. You also want to be ready again if they start showing more interest and asking more questions. Don't try to extend the conversation. Let them drive the extension through deeper questioning. If they don't have deeper questioning, they probably don't have much time, or their interest level isn't as high as we hope it would be. For those that do have a deeper interest and do have more time, they'll naturally ask more questions. They will naturally extend the conversation, and that's an ideal situation for us, because now we can really go ahead and work with them. Saving time with those either who truly have just a couple of minutes, are not interested, or are less interested. It'll allow you to find, again, others that are more interested. So now the question becomes quite simply, Gary, what does this sound like in actual practice? So let's look at the fact that it's not that hard if we practice. It could sound something like this. Hello, my name's Gary Wood. My wife and I were long-term smokers who had tried literally everything to quit, including cigalikes. Modern vaping products finally worked, and we've since opened 2 stores dedicated to helping others quit smoking and begin a smoke-free life. May I ask you just a couple of questions? Do you support people who truly want to quit smoking cigarettes? Yes, I do. Is it important for society to strive to be smoke-free? Well, yes, it is. Would you allow us to provide your staff with scientific studies and personal testimonies on how vaping products are helping millions of people live smoke-free? Yes, I'd appreciate that. Who would you like us to provide the facts about vaping to? Write down the contact information. Great. Please reach out if there's any questions. We'll give you contacts to get the answers you need. We look forward to your support and encouragement in helping people quit smoking across Texas. Now, the benefits of role playing. I'm going to talk about this a little bit because if you just look at this one time and you never practice it, the first time you go to use it, you're going to be nervous. Those nerves are going to cause some challenges. So we highly encourage that you think about taking the time to role play and practice. We tend to wander if we don't. We tend to dump truck with long-winded commentary, emotion, or raw passion, which oftentimes can be misinterpreted as being unprepared or insecure. That's going to lead to frustration, and that will appear either to not understand our intent or they seem to give a nonverbal signal of disinterest. It's just not a good idea to try and shoot from the hip in advocacy efforts. You want to sound impromptu, but you want to be speaking extemporaneously. In other words, very well practiced. So role playing the short 3-question approach with family and friends who either will join in the advocacy or care about it helps us prepare. Being prepared, again, helps us be professional and avoid freezing up at the wrong time. In sales, this is known as practicing your elevator speech, and it's decades old, effective, and necessary. So find a partner or group of people and practice, practice, practice before you go live. Be ready for that extension of the conversation by role-playing one scenario where they, one, are not really interested. If no, thank them for their time and move on. You want to practice a scenario where they are interested but really only have a couple of minutes and follow through quickly on providing the information as promised. And then you want to role play and practice a scenario where they are interested and they start to extend the conversation through an interactive method of more questions about vaping and about what we're really giving them. This is where your longer personal story, your longer amount of knowledge and passion can be the most beneficial. Remember to answer questions factually, following up with a question. In other words, when you answer a question, you want to give your answer and then ask such things as, does that make sense? Or does that help clarify your question? And then, well, what other questions can I help answer? And keep that kind of process moving forward so that things make more and more clarifying sense to the person you're talking to. Again, what this takes is role-playing and practicing. And the nice thing is, if you're doing it in a fun environment and in a group, role-playing can be enjoyable, so have some fun doing it. I hope this little quick presentation will help you prepare for your encounters either in your state capital there in Austin or whatever state you happen to be in if you're seeing this, with your local city people, with people you meet in and around the business area, any of the media that may come along in your path. Just remember to passionately yet succinctly practice this 3-question approach. Good luck out there. We need everyone advocating about vaping so that we can sustain the liberty If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. Again, my name's Gary Wood. You can reach me through our Wood Creek Vapery locations, or you can email me direct at garycwood@gmail.com.